My name's John Mendez and this is another of our how-to videos. This one's about how to lasso a cleat, principally from the bow of a motorboat. Now one of our issues is they're quite high, which makes it quite interesting. So it's a technique that's worth learning, because if your bow thrusters and all your gazzy whizzy toys pack up, this will always work. So first thing we need to do is rig. So line on the cleat and then outside the rail and into your hand. And then we need to make some loops. So I use one hand stationary, one hand moving to get my loops about the same size. Once I've done 3, I put a finger in and then we have 3 more and then assess. Will that be enough? Well, we're quite a tall boat, so I'm going to have an extra one, which then just leaves me an open end. So what I do is hold that in my hand, and that finger means that when I split it, I get 2 nice coils with a single line in between, and I'm holding the line. Now if the line's a bit heavy or the line's a bit big for your hands, you can always take this open end over and under the rail and then just stand on it, which means you're still throwing double coils, but you haven't got to worry about an open end. Entirely your choice, depends how big your hands are and what the lines are like. I prefer to hold the end of the line in my hand rather than stand on it. I'm lucky I've got big hands. Once we got to this point, we're aiming at the cleat down there on the dock, and it will sound bizarre, but the secret is don't look at the cleat, because if you look at the cleat, you'll find that you miss. So what you've got to do is try to visualise the cleat is just in front of you, and hold your arms big and wide, and you're going to throw them up and out as if you're an opera singer. So, technique, I tend to put my knee on the rail, just find it comfier. Arms to chest, I'm going to throw this rope big and wide, like so. Cleat is in the middle, and then I just bend down, pop the rope under the rail and just gently take it in. There is no rush. Once I'm almost there, line all the way round, nice circle. Remember those figures of 8. And then give a nice fist to my skipper so he knows that we're nicely attached. And that's all we need to do as crew. Line on, down slack, make off. Doesn't have to be super tight. Because we've gone into the elements, the boat will now drop back on those elements and you can see the tension coming on, and then we can use that line to help berth. There's the tension. Nice. Having got that bow line on, we still had a little bit of slack in it, that's not a problem. We can either use the elements, because we've gone into the wind and into our little bit of current, or we can use tiny clicks of starboard engine and stern just to move us back and take the tension on that line. And obviously the crew could tell us, but we'll also know when the tension comes on, because that bow will take a very slight dink to port as the line comes into tension. There it is, just felt it come on there now. And then very gently into gear on that starboard engine, in and out, just working that line. You can hear the line, a little bit of tension on the line now, and this boat's on steerable drive, so if I turn the wheel towards the dock, we'll see the stern of the boat just gently come in against the pontoon. As it touches, I just straighten the helm a little bit and she'll just hold there beautifully. So she's in gear, pulling on that line, that's berthing the boat. If you're on shafts, the prop wash of this outside engine will walk the stern in beautifully. No need to worry about the helm at all. On outdrives, helm works just as on pods, wheel to the dock and it just walks the stern beautifully in. So just to give some detail on what we did there, so we had a little bit of slack on the bow line. I brought the slack down by just very gently astern, and I can see the bow move to port, which tells me the line's got a little bit of tension on. I've got the helm reasonably straight, so as I now go outside engine astern, that's tensioning the line. There's the bow, you can feel it pull, and at this point we're pulling the boat away from that pontoon on the cleat. And now if we just wind the helm very gently to port, we'll see the whole stern of the boat tuck in alongside the pontoon. Now what we're doing is basically winding the boat on, so outside engine winds it on, and as we get alongside I just straighten the helm a weeny bit so we land really gently on those fenders. And while it's in gear, that will stay there quite happily. When we want to leave, all we have to do is reverse this process. Now we got here by using tension on that bow line. So to reverse the tension, outside engine wound us on, so the inside engine will wind us off. So to leave, all I need to do is swap engine. So inside engine in gear, outside engine out of gear, and I just reverse the wheel, and the boat will just wind away from the dock. Now this works beautifully on pods, works beautifully on out drives. On shafts, because of that prop wash, you don't need the helm at all. You see the boat's winding out beautifully. If I was ready to leave, all I do is go neutral, my bow person would release the bow line, and off we go.